I can't wait to show you the kitchen in this house. Come with me and get my unfiltered thoughts on this model home as a designer and a mother. I love walking into a big open entryway. It feels so much more inviting than walking into a narrow space. I like the color of this office and the French doors. The accent wall was adding a nice little something until I noticed the texture. If you are DIYing, and especially if you are paying someone, there should be skim coating or backing to give that smooth, flawless finish. It's really fun to get creative with small spaces like this. I like the idea of the round table, but I would put a really large plant on top. With such high ceilings, you want to fill up vertical space. I'm not going into the basement right now, but I am going to come back a little later. We don't see too many formal dining rooms anymore, but I like that this one is closer to the front of the house, but not in the front where people can see you from the street. A little further down, we have our coat closet and our powder bath. Builder grade bathrooms are usually really boring, but it can be fun to have a blank slate to start with. I usually recommend starting with replacing the pedestal sink. A quick view of the living room and into the kitchen. I'm excited to know what you think of this kitchen. First thing we notice is the giant refrigerators. These do look like you're feeding a small army, but the way my 5-year-old alone burns through produce, I can see the practicality. I also just feel like I never have fridge space. Anyone else? There's 2 things I noticed about this table setup. First, the rug. The width is the right size, but the length is too short. All 4 legs of every chair should comfortably sit on the rug at a table. Next, I noticed there's no pre-wiring for a light fixture. That's not important to everyone, but I do like to point it out. We have a nice little deck, which indicates this is a walkout basement. I can see the benefit of having 2 islands if you're someone who is constantly hosting, but to me, it seems like so much more work. I definitely prefer finished hood covers over stainless steel. The gap above the fridge would drive me crazy. If you had 2 islands in your kitchen, would you love it or hate it? I don't love low microwaves. I think I would have preferred this in the butler or a regular pantry. There really is no other alternative except to have a low one. We're back in the dining room. I do really like the light fixture they chose in here, and I always love a square table. The paint color on the wall is not sitting right with me. Taking a look at this living room, it's hard to know what the focal point is, so I would use height or contrast to emphasize it. Even just rotating that art to be vertical would help. What do you think about the mudroom walking right into the living room? This mudroom is a good size and could fit lockers or cubbies, and I did back up to give you a view of what it would look like coming in from the garage. It is a good view, but I don't think I would like walking into company or being able to see the mudroom from my couch. This room really surprised me in a couple ways. First, the closet is in this little hallway. Second, I expected this to be the main bedroom when in reality it's the guest bedroom. That desk feels really random right there. But it does a good job of emphasizing how big this room is. I like the frameless shower. I don't like that there's no drawers in the vanity. The third thing that surprised me about this room is that it walks out onto the deck. I don't love the idea of having a point of entry in a room I rarely go in. What do you think? Do you love it or hate it? Could be a really good option as an office instead of guest room, but I wouldn't want to make it a playroom if I knew that my kids could get outside. You noticed I did point to the cushion and the rug on the deck just to indicate that this might be a really windy area. What do you think about this house so far? What do you love? What could you do without? Stay tuned because up next is the upstairs and the basement.